Hi guys, it's me. Today I'm going to be reviewing The Story of Us by Deb Coletti. And you must be wondering about now, how did you read this book? Why don't you have it with you? Actually it was a book that I checked out of the library and I had to turn it in before I could do this review. Oopsie. But anyway, I'm going to try and do this the best I can, and I'm sure we can make do without the book with us. Okay? Okay. So the whole premise of this story is this girl Cricket, and I think her boyfriend is named Jameson. But anyway, they're high school sweethearts slash childhood friends, and something's happened. Something she did has kind of made them estranged, and you do not know what. And that's basically what you're trying to find out through the whole entire novel. In conjunction with that, you have another plot going on which takes place in the present day, so it's kind of confusing. So there's two parts of this book. There is the past part with Jennison and Cricket's relationship, and that's told through letters that Cricket writes to Jennison. You don't know what he's about, you don't know what he says, you don't really know anything about him. He kind of appears like maybe once in the story and that's it. So that's one component, and then the next component is the present day, where Cricket is moving forward in her life without Jennison, and I think that's kind of what Deb Coletti was trying to show, like the progression of this girl's life as well as what got her to this point, but it ended up reading kind of choppy. The stuff that most people I think would be interested in, I mean, you read the title, The Story of Us, and you probably think it is a love story. Maybe a sad love story, but a love story nonetheless. And that kind of takes a back seat. The primary chunk of this book is that present portion, and don't get me wrong, it has its significance slightly, but for the most part it reads like filler. It reads like filler, and the first 100 pages of the book was really slow moving, and I felt like I was reading that stuff just to get to the letters, and the letters are what the interesting part is. That's where you get to know these two people and Cricket more and her relationship, and other than that it's just nonsense, important thing, nonsense, important thing. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the atmosphere that Deb Coletti creates in every single one of her books, but the atmosphere was basically the only thing I enjoyed. Before I filmed this video, I had to remember what the main characters' names were because I completely and totally forgot. I mean, you could skip the first half of the book. Just read you could almost skip the first half of the book. But the main chunk of the action is at the end, and I feel like not many people would want to sit through, you know, a lot of reminiscing and muttering and, oh my gosh, I did this horrible thing, Jennison, please forgive me. And then you find out what it is and you're kind of like left like, really? That's it? It ended because of that thing? And I guess that's true to form. I guess she's trying to capture the realism of an actual relationship. The reason why they end isn't always clear, and what, you know, our life is for the most part lived half in the past, half in the future. And I get it, and it in that conceptual way I understand it. But even as a far off concept, it was kind of a stretch. It was kind of a stretch. It just seemed like she threw a whole bunch of things together and hoped it made a really good story. And there were bits of it that I really enjoyed, and there are parts of the relationships and that hit home for me. But other than those tiny moments, no, not really. And there was a comment that I read on Goodreads that it was basically a bunch of dog facts and a bunch about a dog, and if you're not a dog person, or even if you are a dog person, it just is random. I love the dog facts, I love that, but they were thrown in to the letters between Jennison and Cricket, and it just seems really random. It's like, okay, let me talk about my dog and all these interesting random facts with you, and then I'm going to talk about all the crap that we went through. It seemed haphazard and sloppy. I think I have to search for meaning in these. I have to, I mean, that sounds so horrible and lazy, but I mean, like, I have to stretch. Like, I have to stretch and think of why the author put this there. I have to think, does this make sense? And even when I come up with a meaning, it just doesn't seem to fit. And I wanted to like it, and I did like it. I finished it. It was the first book of the year. But I feel in a lot of ways it let me down. And if you want to be introduced to this author, I would not suggest this book by any means at all. If you just want like an atmospheric, and you've read her books and you kind of want to read a couple more, again, I would probably skip it. This is not really memorable. It was just kind of a flat note throughout. And if you're looking for a Deb Coletti book that you want, like if you're wanting to start into her books, I would think of reading The Nature of Jade. That was my favorite one by far. So yeah, overall I give it 2.5 stars out of 5. I gave it 3 stars on Goodreads because I was feeling generous and nice, and the dog facts won me over. I'm a sucker, but 2.5 for me. 2.5. So yeah, with that is the book review. I hope this was useful. But then again, if not, if you don't agree with me, it's okay. You can love it. This is just my opinion, and I was sharing it with you guys. So feel free to share your opinion in the comments, in the message, whatever. But I'll see you guys later. Bye.